Yes, it is going to be a Halloween project, except I'm going to share a Christmas one on Monday. So I worked on designing the little box so that I could post a Christmas version on Monday, because I know that I haven't shown very many Christmas projects lately. So hi there. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to get started right on time. David's upstairs cooking dinner, so I anticipate it's going to take about 30 minutes. If you're new to the live stream or live video here on Facebook, just use the chat box to ask questions. I'll probably not look at the questions too much right now while I'm demonstrating the project, but I will make sure that I look at the end before I sign off. And then I always look back later too to make sure that I answered everyone, because sometimes I miss a few if there's a lot of questions. Okay, so this is my template for the box we're going to make tonight. I don't think I've ever made this box on my website, so I'm kind of excited. I might have to stick my head in the camera a few times. We're using the, well, I don't remember the name. What is this? Spooky Night Designer Series paper. It measures 8.5 by 5. I'm going to get the Simply Scored scoring tool. Okay, now I'm going to place it on the 5-inch side first. So I normally call this the portrait side. And I'm going to score it at 2 inches and 4 inches. Now this 4-inch score line, that's an inch right there. So make sure you place that at the top, okay? And you're going to score on the 8.5-inch side at 2, 4, 6, and 8. So it's kind of like the 2, 4, 6, 8 box a little bit. And then now you want to come back to the 1-inch and the 5-inch, and you just want to score from the top to this first score line right here, okay? So it's a little bit hard to see with this paper, so that's why I said you might see my head in the camera a few times, because although I love this paper, it's very busy in all these lights. Okay, so I think I've got that done. I'm going to keep my stylus because we're going to be using that with a ruler. I'm going to take the Stampin' Mat, and here's my big old ruler. And to be honest, because this paper is so incredibly busy, I don't think I can even see that score line that we made down to the score line right here. On other paper, you can see it, but not this one. It's a little too hard. So what I'm going to do is actually take my ruler and my pencil, and I'm going to make a line. And you don't have to do this on, I should have chose a different pattern of papers, so I apologize. But you know what? This is actually my favorite, this is my favorite, oh, it's one of my favorites in the pack of paper. So instead of scoring it with the stylus, I could have just drew a line with my pencil. Okay, so now what you're going to do, I'm making this more complicated, but on Monday I'll post a video of a Christmas version, and the paper will not be as busy, and so it'll be a little bit easier to understand. So now what you're going to do is line up your ruler with that line, and you're going to score, and look, I didn't even take that line all the way down. There we go. So you're going to score from this point to the end here. Let me fold that over so it'll be easier to see. So what I'm going to do, and I don't normally use my pencil for this, but look, I'm just going to draw the line, and then now I know that's perfect. So I'm going to take my stylus, and now I want to find the edge over here. Hopefully I'm not scaring y'all off. So the same thing, I want to go to the end here. I promise this is going to be worth, it's going to be worth it. Yeah. I usually make simpler. This is not hard though, I promise. Now we need to do this one. So I'm going to do the same thing. That's the center. So one of the things I didn't tell you to begin with is to fold on all those score lines that we made. So I'll do that now. We scored at 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay. So I drew that line at the wrong spot, didn't I? That's not the score line. This one's it right here. Okay. I hope I'm not scaring y'all. I just folded all that up so that we wouldn't have to see it. If you don't have 1,000 lights on in your room and you're not using a really busy paper, you don't have to jump through all the hoops I just did. Now I'm just scoring where those lines are. Whew. Okay, that was the most complicated part. It's not complicated, I promise. When I show you the video on Monday with the Christmas version, you'll be fine. Okay, now we're going to take the scissors. I can't see anything with this paper because it's all words and lines. Oh. Okay. So I'm removing this section. Oh, let me put the template in your view. That way you'll understand. Because see, it's not that complicated to see when it's on Whisper White. But because of the busyness here, I can't see. Okay, so that 1/2 inch side, I trimmed that section and that section. So if you look at my template, they're the same. And then I'm just going to move from the left to the right. And I'm going to cut on these score lines. This is the bottom. I'm just cutting up to that next score line. Okay, so that's done. Now up here at the top, you can see all I'm going to do is cut on this first score line and then remove this whole top section, okay? So this whole piece is going to get removed. I'm shaking. I haven't had dinner yet. Okay. There it is. See? Exactly. Now, if the pencil marks, like I said, if you're not using busy paper, you don't have to draw those. You'll be able to see the tick mark, and you'll be fine. There we go. Now, for this little part right here, I'm going to use the retired Project Life corner punch, but you can use the edge of the envelope punch board if you don't have a corner punch. I got to get the pencil shavings off here. Okay, Now, where to place adhesive. Bring this back over here. So we're going to put adhesive on this piece right here, and then on this section right here, because it's going to fold up like that. And then these are going to fold in, down, and like that, okay? So where's my fast fuse? I gotta hold my mouth right. There we go. And then now this one. So I'm going to fold these sides in, like I said, and that like that. Okay, so see, there's your little box, your little opening. These little ghostly gummies, they're really yummy. They'll fit right inside there perfectly. Of course, I say that and then it doesn't, but now it will. And here's our little box. Isn't that cute? It's a little triangle box. It's different from the one I've made before, though. What is this? Black shimmer ribbon. I love this stuff. It's beautiful. And I'm going to use it with... So to keep it closed, because we don't like to seal things permanently, because then it would require someone ripping it to get it open. So I'm going to use the black shimmer ribbon. Isn't it cute? Thank you. Okay, get that out of the way. Now I'm going to take the linen thread. And I want to leave it long so that I can tie a bow, but I'm going to tie a knot first because I needed to hold it. See what I mean? You could close this differently, but I just love the look. Okay, so now I'll make my little bow after I tied that knot. Hopefully I left myself enough. All I can do is laugh. It's like, oh, it's being stubborn. There we go. Isn't this so cute? So sweet. And I think because of the way I have that candy in there, it's kind of making it a little cattywampus, but it'll be fine. Once we add the cute little stamped image on there, it'll be perfect. Okay, so I've got pumpkin pie, basic black, very vanilla. The stamp set that I'm using is Spooky Cat. I'm using Memento ink and pumpkin pie and basic gray. Oh, absolutely. I just looked over and saw the conversation. Absolutely, they're all in our prayers. Well, it's more than Florida. Yeah, it's a whole lot of areas. I have family in South Georgia, so hopefully they'll be okay. I have downline, I have customers. Yeah, so I doubt very seriously the ones that are in the path are probably watching this tonight, but we are definitely thinking of them. Okay, what is this? This is a 1 1/4 circle punch. Oh, you know what? Actually, whew, I want to use this little rat. I don't know if he's a mouse or, I think he's a rat because, well, he looks like a rat, don't he? A mouse looks a little bit nicer. That sounds kind of mean, doesn't it? You know what? Let me try that one more time. My ink pads, I swear, they really need to be replaced or, oh, you know what? Let's try this. Huh, it's okay on this one. I'll just go back to the first one. Now we're going to take, we're going to take the basic gray, and I'm just going to sponge the edge. I thought this was kind of funny for candy. Eat at your own risk. That's cute, isn't it? Okay, now I'm going to take the 1 3/8 circle punch, and I'm going to pop this one up with a dimensional. Now, let's see. I could sponge this a little bit, you know, just to make it a little grungier. To get the next circle, we're going to be using the layering circle framelits, and I want it just a tad bigger, so I'm going to get my Big Shot real quick. So here's the Big Shot, and a magnetic platform cutting pad, and the scallop circle. Okay, so I only have a couple more steps here. After the live stream tonight, head over to my blog. On the Facebook Friday post today, leave a comment. I'm going to send a kit to make this project to one person. Actually, you know what? I'll draw 2 names. So don't forget, head over there and leave a comment, okay? So 2 kits. And I better make sure I write that down. 2 kits. Isn't this cute? Look. Now we're going to add it to the front. That candy in there is a little, there we go. It was making the the top not good. So I'm putting the dimensional on top of the ribbon. Look how cute. Isn't it darling? Thank you. I love little things like this. They make me so happy.